Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind Your Arc Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind Your Arc Basketball. And what's good, everyone? Welcome in. Happy Sunday afternoon, everybody, as we're back live today for this matchup here. Caitlin Clark been in a roll recently. The Indiana Fever up to the number 7 spot in the WNBA. 10-14 record now for Indiana. It's their second to last game before the Olympic break, which they'll take a 1-month hiatus from the WNBA to go on their Olympic break starting later during the course of this week. The Minnesota Lynx, a record of 16-7, 10-2 at home, up to the number 3 ranking right now in the WNBA. Indiana's coming off a big win over Phoenix on Friday, 95-86. Minnesota looking to bounce back over huge loss over Seattle, 91-63 on Friday. If you guys are doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Glad to be back with you guys here today. And halftime of the Euros right now, Spain and England tied up at 0 going into halftime. A lot of good sports action going on recently. I was actually watching a little bit of the Pocono race before I went live today, and the summer of a lot of sports in like a transition period or so. NBA's right now in the off season, Olympics coming up very, very soon, and Caitlin Clark catching fire at the right time. 4 straight double-doubles and a triple-double in a 5-game stretch for Caitlin Clark. She's putting up huge numbers. Last 5 games in the month of July, she's averaging over 20 points per game, 7 rebounds per game, and 12.5 assists per game, just putting up unreal numbers. She's got 3 straight games in a row where she's tallied in 13 total assists, the first rookie to record a triple-double not too long ago in WNBA history, the first rookie in the history of the WNBA to reach 400 points, 100 rebounds, and 150 assists, and she's now the league leader right now, so she's averaging 7.8 assists per game. She overtook the league leader for the time being earlier this afternoon, as there was one game that finished up earlier today. What's good, everybody? Glad to have you guys back in. Brian, Daniel, Anastasia, OG, Ice Baby, welcome back on board for this matchup here, and we are about 3 minutes away from tip-off, and Indiana looking to see if they can close out the first half of the season on a strong note. They got one more game after this. That'll be on Wednesday night. I also hope to cover the Wednesday night game as well. They take on Dallas on a game on Wednesday. I believe it was LA who won yesterday over Dallas. I caught like the tail end of that game yesterday. I was actually up in New Hampshire. We were doing like a lot of like brush burning up there. We had a campfire for like 10 minutes, and then we got a severe thunderstorm that came rolling in because we're only allowed to like burn at a certain time past like 5 p.m. and the rain came like right in around like 5:10, 5:15, so we could only get it lit for a couple minutes. But yeah, we get a lot of work done with in the backyard with like a lot of like twigs, tree branches, a couple huge trees that fell down actually in the backyard with a place that we have up in the summer. Washington Mystics, they're only 6-17. They're leading at halftime right now against the 15-7 Las Vegas Aces, 43-40. There was one game that already finished today. Connecticut Sun, a huge victory earlier this afternoon over the Phoenix Mercury, 96-69. Phoenix Mercury also lost against Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever on Friday. That's where the Fever is coming off a win against 95-86 on Friday, and they're 2-0 against the Mercury, which is right ahead of them at 6th in the standings in the WNBA at 12-12. Indiana's 10-14, 2 games back behind Phoenix right now. Somebody's going to sign right now their 10th birthday wish list, turning 10, get a Caitlin Clark jersey, and also get a autograph by Caitlin Clark, as that sign was spotted by a kid in the crowd here in the pregame. I remember, I think the late stretch of June when the Fever won. They played the Mercury the first time. That was a really good game. That was my last stream that they covered the Fever. That was an excellent game, that game. They trailed by 15. They came all the way back, and they won. She's been on fire. 3 straight games, 13 assists each for Caitlin Clark, heating up at the right moments. And she's actually now the league leader, too, in consecutive double-doubles for her. She's got 4 double-doubles alongside a triple-double in that mix in the previous 5-game stretch. One of 3 players right now with back-to-back 20-point and 10-assist games this season. Diana Taurasi and Courtney Vandersloot, the other 2 right now. Or that's in WNBA history, actually. So that's not this season. That's in WNBA history listed for Caitlin Clark. Kayla McBride coming off 27 points, made 6 threes in the last game for Minnesota against Seattle. She was the lone player in double figures for Minnesota during the last game. All right, so here we go. We're going to tip off here in just a moment. If you guys are new in the stream, thanks for joining in. Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark, Katie Lou Samuelson, Alyssa Smith, Aaliyah Boston, starting 5 for Indiana, going up against Minnesota's starting 5. Dorka Juhas, Elena Smith, Bridget Carton, Kayla McBride, and Courtney Williams, the starting lineup for the Minnesota Lynx. Minnesota 10-2 in their home floor. They're 16-7. This would be a huge win if Indiana's able to knock off Minnesota in this matchup. Indiana just 4-9 on the road, 10-14 overall. They're creeping up in the standings. At one point around like a month ago, they were number 11 in the WNBA standings. They've crept up now to the number 7 spot in the rankings. Indiana red jerseys, white numbers, white letters going right to left on the floor. Minnesota black jerseys with the white numbers, white letters, lime green outline, and Indiana controls the opening tip. Clark, bad pass, got intercepted by Minnesota, out to the races, and an easy layup made for the Lynx to begin. That is number 8, Elena Smith, who she takes it the distance. So they'll try again here. Clark crosses midcourt, bounce pass over to the top, over to Alyssa Smith. Alyssa Smith, top of the key for the Fever in their second possession. The game lobbed down low. Boston off the pivot. Puts it up, puts it through. Up and it off the backboard. It's good for the bucket. 2-2 now. Good entry pass there by Alyssa Smith with an assist. Second possession of the game for Minnesota. Drive, kick out to the corner. Open 3. No good, off the mark. Missed by Dorka Juhas, and the rebound controlled here for Indiana. Clark up the floor, crossing midcourt. Clark takes on number 6 defender Bridget Carton. Clark down the hill, floats up the runner, no good, around the rim and out. Minnesota collects the defensive rebound with Dorka Juhas. Juhas, skip pass, right corner with a 3, bricked off the back rim by Carrollton. A rebound controlled by Boston. Clark quick up the floor here at the left wing perimeter. Caitlin Clark off the screen set by Boston. Top of the key, dribbles up. Clark dribbles up to the low block here. Clark up fake with possession, and she scores up and it off the glass with a bucket. Caitlin Clark, first 2 points today in this game. 4-2 now for the Fever. Lynx with possession at the right corner, number 10, Courtney Williams. Bounce pass. As it went over to Carrollton, sends it outside back to Williams once again. Williams at the low block, circles around, flings it off to her teammate. Followay inside the key, skidded off the rim, short miss by Alana Smith. Offensive rebound controlled by Williams. Williams, deep 2 jumper, connects on it. 4-4 now to score. We're just getting started here. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Caitlin Clark, 2 out of the 4 so far here for the Fever. Clark at the right wing, wide open. Oh, they're going to call an offensive foul, an illegal screen setup charge to the Fever. That allowed Clark to dribble around that illegal screen. Is set by Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah Boston commits the offensive foul. So with 8 minutes left to go in the first here, 2 minutes through, Minnesota with a possession. Courtney Williams at the top, receives it, pass off the roll down to her teammate who scores up and in off the glass. Nice little pass right there by Williams off the roller. Elena Smith able to float it up and bank it in for Minnesota. 6-4 now to score. Clark, skip pass, left wing, bounce pass, bad pass there by Kelsey Mitchell, gets intercepted by the Lynx. The Lynx with numbers in transition at 2-on-1. Attacking to the rim, and they'll draw the shooting foul. So 2 free throws coming up here by Minnesota at the line. This is number 8 for the Lynx. That's Alana Smith from Stanford in her 5th season in the WNBA. First one is good. Second free throw right down the middle. So Minnesota right now in a 6-zip run after Indiana briefly led 4-2. At 1 point to begin. Boston, too tall to pass. That's a turnover. Looking for the cutter. Had the right idea, just couldn't put it in the chest area. That was way too tall off the fingertips of Lou Samuelson. Possession back to Minnesota. Good ball movement into out. Jumper at the corner. Missed off the back rim. No good by Kayla McBride. She went 6 for 12 during the last game against Seattle from 3-point range. Fever with a ball. Little floater, no good off the glass. Able to clean it up, though, for the Buccaneers. Boston. So Aaliyah Boston able to get the putback now. It makes it a 2-point game. Elena Smith towards her right, hand off to Courtney Williams. Pass off the roller. Smith stays in the quarter play, flings it out to the corner. Bad pass, though. It's out of bounds. So she was looking to set it off to Dorka Juhas at the corner, but rushing the passes, it was not in the quarter play, and a Fever with a chance to even it up here. 8. Indiana with a possession. Around the perimeter, Lou Samuelson has it at the left wing. Dumps it down low off to Boston, having a strong game so far. Scores with another basket. Aaliyah Boston constantly having possession down inside the low post, able to get a good seal right there and score. Top of the key on a 3. A laser gets sent down from Minnesota to take the lead by Elena Smith. Back and forth we go now. 11-11. Clark, she's got 2. A nice dime down low. Can they finish? No, they cannot. They got blocked, but 2 free throws coming up. It's an excellent no-look bounce pass right there by Clark. That's her best ability, just incredible playmaking that she has. Just like eyes behind the back of her head. Everybody talks about her 30-footers that she shoots the ball, but also just, man, she's just an incredible playmaker. She now leads the league in assists per game at the moment. So if Nalissa Smith had been able to put that one in, that would have been the first assist today for Clark. But Smith here will head to the free throw line, shoot 2. First one's good. Clark's got 3 straight games in a row where she's tallying in 13 assists each. It's just insane what she's been doing lately. She's averaging just under 13 assists per game this entire month, on track for the most assists per game on average ever in a single month in WNBA history. Free throw number 2 is good. 11-10 now to score. So we cross the 6-minute mark left to go in the first here. Minnesota with a possession. Top of the key 3 taken by Williams. Splashes it. Courtney Williams, big shot from downtown. 4-point advantage for the Lynx here. Clark, edge of the midcourt logo. Clark, 30-footer pull-up. Clark off the back rim, no good. Missed off the mark. Rebound controlled here by the Lynx. Minnesota with possession. Feel free to vote in the poll who you guys like to win this one, Fever or Lynx, as Minnesota powers their way down low. Boston picks up the reach and foul, and Elena Smith will shoot 2. Coming up here at the charity stripe for Minnesota. Actually, they docked down Minnesota a point there, so they rolled it a deep 2 instead of a 3. One of her feet was on the 3-point line for Courtney Williams, who made that 3-point shot. Smith's been able to carry the bulk of the points so far. 8 out of the 13, making 9 out of the 14 as she buries the first free throw. So Courtney Williams, she's got 4. Indiana top scorer, Leah Boston, 6 out of the 10. Oop. My thing docked down right back to 0 right there. It's 15-10 right now. Yeah, that was supposed to be 10. So 15-10 now to score. Clark tried to keep it alive off the Boston. Boston turned around, missed off the side of the glass, and the rebound gets controlled here by Williams up ahead of the pack and missed the layup. She blew the open layup. Number 6, Bridget Carrollton, as the ball got tipped out of bounds. This will go back to the Fever. Lucky there. That should have been 2 in the fast break. Two points so far by Caitlin Clark, 1 for 3 from the floor. Yet to record an assist or a rebound, the same as no steals and no blocks so far in this game. Lob down to the low block into the hands of Nalissa Smith. Outside to the corner, Lou Samuelson will take a 3 at the wing, and she drills it. So Katie Lou Samuelson buries down a massive 3, puts the Fever winning 2 right now. Lynx with possession, top of the key, Bridget Carrollton. Has it, sends it off to her left. That is Kayla McBride coming off 6 made threes during the last game. Dribbles up to the elbow, had it stripped, lost it, turnover. Great interception there by Kelsey Mitchell. She takes it up the floor. The retaliation foul picked up charge to Courtney Williams from behind in transition, who reaches in. Right now, they're hanging in at the moment here. 2-point game as we head to the first time out of the game. Down to 4:22 left to go in the first. Fever trail by 2. Alright, if you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe here. We take the first time out today in a dominant poll. Looking for the Fever to win this one, like I expected here. And right now, Fever taking the poll 88-12 at the moment for the percentage points. This is a really good Minnesota Lynx team, 16-7, 10-2 at home. If Indiana wins this game right before the Olympic break, that's huge for them. That gives them a ton of momentum with a month off. It's going to be incredible to see what Caitlin Clark can do with a full month off, because she was basically just thrown into the fire at the start of the season. She couldn't even attend her college graduation. She played in the national championship game for college basketball a month before she was drafted for the WNBA, and then they had the WNBA draft in early May, and then she had preseason games, and then she was off and running and playing games throughout this season starting in May. And she's got better and better and better each and every single game. A lot of people were just really just critical of her during her first 6 to 8 games approximately to start off the season. A lot of people thought that she just wasn't living up to the hype. But once she was able to get the amount of rest that she has lately, she's got some of the games, they've got a good chunk of rest in between some of these games, 4 days, 5 days. Has really helped out build chemistry with her team, and they've been able to get on a run lately. At one point, they were the last place team in the WNBA to start off the season. They're up to the number 7 spot right now in the rankings of the 12 teams in the association. So turning it up at the right moment, it really has turned a page here for the Indiana Fever. Just 4 games below 500, looking to see if they can go into the Olympic break, if they can get a record of 12-14, because they know they're knocking on the door of the team right behind them. They know they're better than the number 6 team in the WNBA. They beat the Mercury head-to-head twice so far, which the Mercury are the 6th team at the moment. And this is a huge building block. They beat New York during the last matchup against the Liberty. And this is the number 3 team right now that they're facing, Minnesota, and hanging in at the moment here, 15-13. Also, if you're new in the channel, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, or ring the notification bell as well. I cover basketball action here at the channel, play-by-play, college hoops, NBA, WNBA games here. Hopefully going to cover some good Olympic games as well, if my schedule allows me to, within the next couple weeks. I'll be back covering the final game for Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. as they take on the Dallas Wings right before the Olympic break. Jumper, deep 2. It's good for the Fever. Coming back for the timeout as we're tied up 15 apiece. Good start here for the Fever on the road, and really just been able to contribute so far in this game here. Alyssa Smith able to bury down a deep 2. 15 even as Minnesota missed a shot. Attacking down the hill to the rim. Missed layup, no good by Smith. Tipped up, and the Lynx come up with a defensive rebound. Minnesota has numbers here. 4 on 3 up the floor. Corner 3, no good. Missed off the back rim. And Indiana has numbers. There's a player down in the defensive side of the floor for the Lynx with Courtney Williams. Indiana with a possession. Clark right now is on the bench at the moment. Quarter 3 for the lead. No good. Missed off the mark by Indiana. So a couple of questionable looks here for the Fever as a late selling for deep shots. They just cannot bury them now. So right now Clark is on the bench at the moment. Number 33, Katie Lou Samuelson in the game currently. Same as Alyssa Smith, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Erica Wheeler. So that's the 5 on the floor right now for Indiana as the shot gets denied out of bounds. Last touch by Boston. Substitutions here for Minnesota as Courtney Williams checks out of the game. Number 9 comes in. This is Cecilia Zandalasini who checks into the game for Minnesota. Just above 3 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Minnesota with a possession. Bad pass. That's a turnover. That gives Indiana some opportunity right here to see if they can capitalize for the Fever. After that first possession turnover by Caitlin Clark, they've settled in nicely. They've only turned it over 3 times in this game. Clark just 2 points so far. She is back on the floor right now. So Clark is substituted back in. Bad pass, Indiana. Turnover. They missed the layup though as Minnesota rushed it. Tapped out to the perimeter. Minnesota keeps the ball alive. To the wing, it goes over to Natisha Heidemann. Heidemann floats up a tough shot. No good off the mark. A rebound secured by Clark. First rebound of the game tonight for Caitlin Clark. She's got 2 points and 1 board. And in transition, the pass got bobbled. Stays alive with it for Indiana. And down low, Aaliyah Boston having a good game. Inside the key scores for 2. Indiana up now 17-15. Minnesota was up early on, but Indiana has come crawling right back in this matchup. 2:15 left to go in the first. Minnesota with the ball out to the wing. Here's a 3. Catch and fire. No good around the rim and out. Missed by Kayla McBride. Offensive rebound controlled by Carrollton now. Heinemann out to her left over to Smith. Hand off at the wing of the perimeter here for Minnesota. They fired a pass down low off the spin move. Tough shot by Smith, but able to score with a right-hand layup. 17-17. Good spin move right there by Alyssa Smith. Clark. The lob down low off to Boston. That was from Lou Samuelson, actually, as Clark gave the touch first to Lou Samuelson and then sent it off to Boston, and Boston gets fouled inside the low post. So Aaliyah Boston will shoot 2 at the free throw line, and she's having one heck of a game so far. Top scorer for the Fever, 8 points, 4 for 5 shooting, 4 rebounds by Boston. Good sign to see the Fever shooting the ball 50% from the floor right now. So 2 free throws coming up here at the line for Aaliyah Boston. No good. The first one missed off the back rim. Second shot by Boston. That's good. Right down the middle. One-point advantage for the Fever now. Minnesota with possession. McBride as we get an offensive foul. Number 10 for Indiana trying to come around the screen. That is Lexi Hull. Got hit hard around the screen. An illegal screener picked up. Charged the Lynx. Once again, these turnovers opening up the door early on for Indiana in this game. Fever with possession. Erica Wheeler sends it on top off to Clark. Clark 1-on-1 working on a defender with Cecilia Zandalcini. Clark at the left wing. Bounce pass down low off to the cutter. Backdoor. And she scores up and off the backboard. Oh, what a pass right there by Caitlin Clark. Lexi Hull scores the buckets as she went on a diagonal route. Received it from Clark off the bounce pass. And Clark receives her first assist of the game. Deep 2 jumper. Got it to go in the foul. So Caitlin Clark picks up the shooting foul, and Cecilia Zandalcini able to knock down a deep 2 bucket plus 1 coming up here at the free throw line for Zandalcini. What a start to this game so far. Back and forth as we begin today. Both teams right now in the first quarter in the bonus. One free throw looking to tie here for Zandel Nassini, and no good, missed off the mark. Boston collects another rebound. She's up to her 5th board today. 3 of those defensive rebounds, 2 of those on the offensive glass. Final minute left to go in the first. Erica Wheeler towards her right, top of the key. Screen set by Samuelson, who rolls down off the pick. Boston receives it outside to the wing. Lexi Hall working their way at the elbow, outside to the top. It goes over to Wheeler. Wheeler, kick out to the corner. Hall, catch and fire 3. No good. Missed off the rim. A rebound secured by Zandel Nassini from Minnesota. Minnesota with Uhas outside left corner. Zandel Nassini backs her way in the hole. Inside the key. It puts up the shot. Low block. No good. Missed off the rim. Boston with another rebound. 20 seconds left to go in the first. Aaliyah Boston right now dominating on the glass. She's got 6 rebounds currently as Clark had the ball poke loose. Far side of the floor, went out of bounds. What's good, Mushroom Merchant? Welcome back in. Thanks for stopping by, bud. 14 seconds left to go in the first. Inbound goes back to Clark. Caitlin Clark has it at the Minnesota Lynx logo. Clark dribbles up. Clark at the right wing. Clark working on one defender. 2 seconds left to go. Clark, step back 3 at the buzzer. No good. Left it too long, and we close out at the end of the first. It's a 1-point advantage for Indiana, 20-19. So slow start in this game for Caitlin Clark, but still really promising sign that their team is up in this game right now against the number 3 team in the association. Minnesota record of 16-7, Indiana record of 10-14, and the Fever on the road hanging in, up by 1. Really good start to this game that we got right now. The Fever, for the most part, has been efficient in the first quarter, too. If you guys are doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe here on the channel. Welcome back in, everybody. Once again today, Aaliyah Boston, just a dominant star. Low post presence, 9 points, 6 rebounds, and a block. She's been on fire since the start of this game right now, the key player for the Fever. Everybody else has only scored 1 bucket or nothing so far to board, whereas Boston's 4 for 5. She has half of the made field goals in this game. They're 8 for 17 shooting for Indiana. Caitlin Clark just 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist on 1 for 4 shooting, playing 8 minutes out of the first 10 in the first quarter for Caitlin Clark. So she had a tough first quarter, but nevertheless still got 3 quarters remaining, and her team's up by 1 right now. So that's the key. Alyssa Smith, 13 points. Everybody else with 4 points or fewer. They've only got 3 players, so balance has been an issue for Minnesota, that they've only got 3 players who scored so far this game. Alyssa Smith, 13 points out in a 19. Courtney Williams, she has 4, and then 2 off the bench by Cecilia Zandel Nassini. Everybody else has 0 right now from Minnesota, so they're having a tough time figuring out who is able to put the ball into the bucket. They've rushed a lot of shots so far for them. A lot of shots, like easy buckets they should be, have been layups that they've just been out of control, like fast break opportunities they failed to score on because they've just been out of control when they've had a head full of steam going down to the rim and just haven't been able to finish those opportunities. So right now we're just at the end of the first quarter. If you guys enjoy the stream, if you're doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe here. It hasn't really been a 3-point shooting contest so far this game. Both of these teams struggling to connect on their threes. Indiana just 1 for 5 from 3. Minnesota 1 for 6 to begin right now. Turnovers, 9 combined turnovers. Fever with 5, Lynx with 4. Difference, though, has been points in the paint, 12-6. Specifically, Aaliyah Boston. She's had a strong first quarter for her. Second quarter begins right now as we start off quarter number 2 of action. Minnesota left to right on the floor in the first possession as they float up a tough shot. That is good. At the baseline for the Lynx to respond and take the lead 21-20. Caitlin Clark on the floor with Lexi Hall, who's out there. Leah Boston also out there. A quick whistle to foul picked up away from the basketball, charged to Minnesota. So the inbound goes around the perimeter. Fever with a possession. Hand off to Clark. Clark at the right wing. Clark dribbles up. Clark step back deep 2. Clark no good off the glass. She's now 1 for 5 shooting. Just 2 points in this game for Caitlin Clark. Quick up the floor, across the floor here for Minnesota will lead to a catch and fire 3. That's good by Cecilia Zandalacini. 24-20 now for the Lynx, starting to catch fire. 5-zip run to begin the second quarter for Minnesota. Indiana with a possession. Outside to the wing. Fever with it. Bounce pass off to Clark. Had it bobbled. Got it back, though, as she tracked it down top. The key working on Natasha Heidemann. Drives. Jumper at the baseline. Rainbow. No good off the mark. Offensive rebound. Cleared by Nalissa Smith. As we have a loose ball foul picked up. Charged to Minnesota here. That's going to be on Dorka Juhas, who picks up the foul. This will be an inbound here for Indiana. Clark, inbound passer down the far side. Sends it off to Mitchell. Mitchell, jumper, deep 2. Mitchell missed off the rim, no good. They're evading the interior and trying to go out towards the perimeter. Another missed shot for Indiana. Jumper, 18-footer, straight away, skipped around the rim and out, no good. Offensive rebound with the putbacks there, though, from Minnesota. 26-20. Dorka Juhas scores in the putback off the initial miss by Courtney Williams. Clark will slow down tempo here. Caitlin Clark. Guarded at the top of the key by Natisha Heidemann. Lob down low off to Boston. Aaliyah Boston having... that's actually going to be number 12 here for Indiana, who scores. Boston's been a low post presence all throughout the course of this game. Damaris Dantos on the board, who scores the layup. 26-22. And Boston's the top scorer, 9. Right now, she's on the bench at the moment. Dantos is on the floor, and in transition, a turnover committed for Indiana. And that was a bad pass right there in transition by Clark. I don't know if she had it slip from her hand in transition, but that was a tough possession right there for Clark. So that's now her second turnover of the game. Just 2 total points scored so far by Caitlin Clark. Been locked down so far against this Minnesota defense, leaving a lot of the shots too strong off the back rim or off the glass as Minnesota converts in the 3. Bridget Carrollton able to light it up from downtown. They started off just 1 for 6 from the perimeter ever since 2 for 2 to begin the second quarter. Going backdoor miss layup, offensive rebound, putback, it's in. Nalissa Smith scores with a putback bucket. Approaching the 7-minute mark left to go here before halftime. Minnesota, 5-point advantage. They get the basketball. Carly thought about a 3. Instead, they'll launch one with Carrollton. Carrollton's shot missed off the front rim, no good. A rebound control for Indiana. Clark outlet pass up the floor. Lost it off the bobble to turnover. And Nalissa Smith just wasn't able to recover that ball. Caitlin Clark with an excellent outlet pass all the way down the floor, but Smith just trying to do too much here. All you have to do, catch, lay it up and in. She tries, she just couldn't concentrate right there on grabbing it cleanly, that she lost it, and then she tried to do a dribble behind her back off the spin and lost it completely out of bounds. These turnovers wrecking the Fever right now in this game. They've turned it over 7 total times right now so far this first half. Lob, and luckily for Minnesota, they'll keep this possession alive. That was very close to being out of bounds. A 3, no good, missed off the mark. And a loose ball foul charge to Indiana on the floor. So they've had the looks. They just haven't been able to send them down, though, from Minnesota. Inbound for the Lynx. Heidemann moves it off to the elbow, Smith. Handoff around the perimeter, Williams. Williams at the right wing. Williams, bounce pass, drops it down to the low block. Fall away, shot by Smith. No good, missed off the mark, out of bounds. And this was called an over-the-back charge to the Lynx. So this will be Fever basketball coming up. 6:23 left to go before halftime. If you're new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and thanks all for joining in today, being a part of the stream. Right now, dominant with a Fever leading the poll 90% here at the moment. Fever with possession, looking to get their offense right back on track as they're down by 5. It's been back and forth throughout this game. Caitlin Clark only 2 points so far. A drive up to the low block for Indiana with position and a score up and in off the glass. Nolissa Smith gets the buckets. Most of the baskets in this game by Indiana have been inside the low post. Haven't been able to rely whatsoever on perimeter shooting throughout this game. Williams elevates for the J. Missed it over the cylinder as it sails out of bounds. Caitlin Clark in a late contest there, able to force the miss by Courtney Williams. Big defensive stand for the Fever. We're down to 5:48 left to go before half as we'll take the timeout right here. And the Fever's down by 3. Yeah, really good game right now at the moment. Aaliyah Boston leading the way, 9 points. If Caitlin Clark can get going, then the Fever is going to take this game right now because Minnesota has only got one player who's been able to take over this game. 13 points by Alana Smith with 3 steals. She leads the way. She's got 13 points in 9 minutes. A lot of tough shots that she's been hitting on the floor right now. And Boston's got 9, 6 by Natasha Smith. Or Nolissa Smith right now in this game. And Clark's got to get going, so slow start by Caitlin Clark. Still a lot of game left to go, though. Connecticut Sun, big winners today over the Phoenix Mercury, 96-69. And then the Washington Mystics led at halftime by 3, but right now they're trailing against the Las Vegas Aces. Las Vegas leading 70-62 with around 7:36 left to go in the fourth quarter. If you guys enjoyed the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I cover basketball action here at the channel, play-by-play of both NBA, WNBA, college hoops games. I also plan on covering the next game for the Fever as well on Wednesday night at 7 p.m., so feel free to join in if you guys would like for that stream too. The Fever will take on the Dallas Wings on Wednesday night. That's the final game before the Olympics break. And then they'll have around a month off due to the Olympics, and we'll be back around mid-August. Caitlin Clark, 3 straight games with 13 assists each, but decision-making's been struggling so far this game. 3 turnovers, just 1 assist so far, only 2 points in the rebound. It's been a really slow start, but nevertheless right now, they're hanging in. The number 3 team they're facing, the WNBA, the Minnesota Lynx, and hanging in right now. You would think with those numbers with Caitlin Clark, they'd be getting pounded in this first half, but that has not been the case so far. Clark's back on the floor. We get back to action. 5:48 left to go before halftime. The Fever right to left on the floor with possession. Clark Has it now at the right wing perimeter on the floor with Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hall, Kelsey Mitchell, and also Christy Wallace. Hall swings it outside the right corner. Here's a three taken at the corner by Mitchell. Missed off the back room, no good. Tough game for the perimeter for the Fever so far. Just 1 for 7 from three-point range as a team at the moment. Minnesota's drilled 2 threes. Make it 3 in this quarter. That's good. Letting it rain from the perimeter with Kayla McBride. She made 6 triples during the last game on Friday. 32-26 now. Another corner 3 missed off the mark again by Mitchell. Tipped out of bounds. And this last touch, according by the referee, is off of the Fever. Indiana needs to go inside the low post. Their favor in this game has been points in the paint. Playing through Boston down low. They've strayed away from that lately, and that has not helped out the cause, as we will have an offensive foul set up on the legal screen at the wing of the perimeter. This will go right back over to the Fever. Six-point game, under 5 minutes left to go before halftime. Clark, bounce pass over to the elbow, into the hands to Nalissa Smith. Nalissa Smith backs her way, right elbow, moves it off to the cutter. Hall swings it out, left corner, open 3. Mitchell, swoosh! Kelsey Mitchell delivers on the 3. They really needed that one right there. That's only their second made 3 the first half. What's good, Ren Jeff? Welcome back to the streamer, man. Thanks for joining in. Missed the 3 off the mark. No good by Kayla McBride. Offensive rebound. Putbacks there for Minnesota to build up the lead to 5. That's good off the putback by Dorka Juhas. Missed 3 by Clark. Rough start here for Caitlin Clark. Only 1 for 6 from the floor. She took a quick 3 in transition and missed it straight away at the top. Williams outside over to Elena Smith. She's got 15 so far this first half. Smith fires up a 3. No good. Missed off the rim short. Lexi Hall with a defensive rebound for the Fever. Off to Clark. Crosses midcourt. Clark moves it down low underneath and missed the shot. Putback is good. Aaliyah Boston double figures scoring now. Makes it a 3-point game. Back and forth here. Indiana hanging in even though Caitlin Clark is just 2. Boston's got 11 alongside 8 rebounds. It's down low. Fever pick up the shooting foul. This is going to be 2 shots coming up here, I believe, by the Lynx. Or no, they're going to roll it off the deflection, so no foul. Didn't get enough contact right there, so it will be an inbound from Minnesota. They missed the first shot. Second shot, they missed another offensive rebound, and turnaround goes into the bucket as there's another basket off. 2 points off the rebound. Dorka Juhas having her way today as the 3 splashes in for the Fever. Caitlin Clark finally makes her first 3 of the game. Probably not most likely for the All-Star game. Good to see Caitlin Clark finally going on the board. Minnesota scores a quick bucket. Hey, what's good, Jeffrey? Welcome in, man. I know I have a stream planned on Wednesday. A couple recent baskets as of late. Baseline jumper off the initial miss was good by Kelsey Mitchell as the rebound came right back to herself. And Minnesota turns it over down low. This game's been littered with turnovers so far throughout. Oh, that's on Tuesday. I'll probably watch a little bit of that most likely. I'm going to see if I can get some more of my stuff finished up. Probably on Tuesday for myself. I got a lot of stuff I have to do in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, I heard Baylor Shireman's looking really good right now. 2-point game right now at the moment, 2:19 left to go before halftime, and great to see this has been a really good game throughout the course so far. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Right now, I believe my next stream will be on Wednesday. That will be the Indiana Fever versus the Dallas Wings. That's the final game before the Olympic break for the WNBA. Yeah, no problem. Sheesh, wow, the A's beat the Phillies today, 18-3. Wow. That's crazy. Right now, 1-1 in the Euro Finals is what I got for a score between Spain and England in the 84th minute I've got right now. So that's what the score update is in the Euro Finals. Caitlin Clark recently made a 3. 5 points, a rebound, and an assist for Caitlin Clark. It's been a rough game so far the first half, but still, nevertheless, they are right now hanging in this game. It's a great sign for Indiana that they've barely got any production out of Clark, yet they're right now in a battle between Minnesota. You would think that this would be a blowout looking at those numbers so far the first, but that has not been the case. Back from the timeout, Clark launches the 3 at the right wing, came up short. The rebound controlled by number 8 for Minnesota, is having one heck of a game. Elena Smith keeping her team right in it right now as she is the ball handler. Sends it out to Williams, into the hands to Carrollton as we approach the 2-minute mark left to go before halftime. Elena Smith, 15 points out of the 38 so far. Almost a third of the team's scoring coming through Smith in this game. Missed jumper by Minnesota. Rebound collected for Indiana. Clark attacks inside the key, brings along a double team. Mitchell, a touch pass out to the wing. It goes back around the perimeter to the hands to Erica Wheeler, who jacks up the 3, missed off the back rim, and the rebound controlled by Dorka Juhas. Both of these teams struggling to take threes in rhythm throughout this game. Yeah, that's really good, man. That's awesome. They were in the wild card race right with Kansas City, so it puts them a little bit of separation since they went 2-1 this week. And a missed 3 straight away from Minnesota. Both of these teams going cold. Here's a 3 at the wing, skipped around the rim and out, missed by Lou Samuelson as Clark had the lead pass right to Samuelson, but could not record the assist. The lob goes to the low block. Smith backs her way, working on Samuelson. Smith underneath. Smith gets called on the travel. So yeah, too many steps backing her way inside the low post there by Elena Smith. That's a turnover committed by Minnesota. Final minute left to go. Fever's right in this game. Clark off to Lou Samuelson, into the hands to Mitchell. Hand off Clark at the left corner. Clark, left baseline dribble. Her pass got broken up and out of bounds as it was touched by Minnesota. Lucky. Wow, that was lucky right there. Very, very close to that ball being stolen away. It was broken up with a player. Good catch there by the officials where the player broke up the basketball. 1 foot was out of bounds in the baseline. So 1 foot was out of bounds. So Indiana catches a break as they will get the inbound. Erica Wheeler sends it off to Clark. 6 in the shot clock. Caitlin Clark at the left wing. Dribbles up. Clark drives downhill to the cup. Clark floats it up. She scores. Up and it off the backboard. Good for 2. You get a tie game at 38. Caitlin Clark, 7 points right now at the moment. Top of the key. Goes out to the left around the perimeter here from Minnesota. Bridget Carrollton sends it off to Williams. Williams towards her right. Williams bounce pass down low over to Smith. Smith floats up the shot. Missed off the side of the rim. Rebound secure by Boston. Clark outlet pass ahead. Bobble by her teammates. It goes out of bounds in the corner. And Caitlin Clark trying to set up all her teammates for success, but that basketball looking like a hot tamale out there as her teammates a couple of times throughout this game just hasn't been able to handle that ball properly. 38-38. My clock's just a tad ahead right now at the moment. As we are down to 17 seconds left to go before halftime. Inbound goes to Minnesota. The Lynx cross the midcourt logo. 12 seconds left to go for Minnesota. Minnesota when Tisha Heidemann, guarded by Clark, now switched to guarded by Wheeler. Skip pass, right corner, the 3 in the open. Missed off the mark by Carrollton. Rebound controlled by the Fever. And we close out going to halftime. It's 38 even. Low scoring game so far. Caitlin Clark limited to just 7 points and 1 assist in the first half. Yet, they are tied up right now in this game. 38-38 as we head into halftime here. And the Fever very well in it against the number 3 ranked team in the WNBA in the standings at the moment. Minnesota 16-7. One of the best records at home in the WNBA at 10-2. The Fever only 4 wins in the road all season long. This will be a huge momentum booster if they're able to win this one. Well, sloppy game so far. It's been a lot of rush shots. A lot of perimeter jumpers that's been missed so far today. Right now, we're just at the half. If you guys enjoy the stream, smash the thumbs up here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Make sure to vote in that poll, too, if you guys would like who you guys are taking to win this game today, Fever or Lynx. The poll heavily favors the Fever right now, 82 to 18% currently. It's Alana Smith who's the top scorer in the game. She's got 15 on 5 for 10 shooting for the Lynx. Also 6 rebounds and 3 steals. After that, Kayla McBride with 7. And Fever. Aaliyah Boston's been the go-to. They're just going to play her through the post for Boston. 11 points, 10 rebounds, 5 or 6 shooting. She had a massive impact in the game early on. I think she had like 9 and 6 at the end of the first quarter, up to 11 and 10 right now at the half, plus 2 blocks. Just keep on pounding it down low. Minnesota just doesn't have any answers to stop what Boston's done so far in this game. 7 each by Clark and Mitchell. Caitlin Clark with a tough start, but it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish, and we still got 2 more quarters remaining today, and everything could change in a flash, especially if Clark gets heating up from 3. If she starts to just get red hot from 3, then watch out, because once the Fever start to drop down their 3s, then the Lynx are going to have to find a response back in this game. But this is playing into the role right now, more so for Indiana, a team that's averaged allowing opponents to average around like 87.5 points per game, allowing just 38 at the half. I mean, that's key right now for the Fever to stay in this game. Hey, appreciate the ice, baby. Hey, what's good? Charles in the stream. Thanks for joining in. Glad to have you back in. Hot one today, hot one tomorrow, hot one the next day. Yeah, it's we're in the middle of a heat wave where I am this week. It's the dog days of summer over where I am. So this is like the midsummer, and whenever we're in the middle of the summer, it's always like super hot. And this is the time of year that we get like 90 degrees. So I believe it's like 90 degrees today. It's going to be 90, like 95 on Wednesday. I believe we're supposed to have 90 degrees today, tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday for 90 plus degrees. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of cool stuff that I've been working on. If anybody's interested, feel free to check out my personal YouTube channel. I've been putting together a lot of really good video clips that I've been doing for my broadcasting work in the colleges over there on my personal YouTube channel. I got one more that I'm going to upload later tonight. Most likely I finished the edit for it. I exported it and I just need to upload it. So that's coming on later tonight. That's my final basketball game that I wanted to put a demo to on my channel right there for my personal channel. And then after that, I'm probably going to move over to volleyball and football, putting together those demos. So those are going to be coming up soon within the next, within hopefully this week or next week. I hope to do that. So that's what it, besides like what I've been like working during the day. The reason why I haven't been streaming as much as I was before is because I need to focus putting on those demos so I can send them out to see if I can get like more jobs in the future or so for the broadcasting work. Hopefully able to get a couple more Division 1 jobs in the future. So I've been working on that a lot. So I just posted in my personal YouTube channel in there. Recently I've been uploading a lot of cool stuff over there on that channel. So I got my baseball, a couple baseball demos I did. I got one for softball that I put up. And then I've got 3 in a row I've done for basketball that I put up. Some really good games that I covered. I only did the games that like were really good, that the broadcast sounded well. 3 of those games out of the 4 were close games. The other one was a massive blowout, but they were just it was key play after key play in that blowout. So that one's going up later today. I put up the 3 really close games before that. Those are up there. And then after that, I'm hoping to do football and also volleyball. And then I'm waiting on one more school for them to send the video links over to me, and that would have a lot of my interview stuff that I did, because that school I did like a bunch of like post-game interviews, so I'm hoping to upload a post-game interview demo. And then they got a lot of good softball stuff that I did, because I did like a lot of softball stuff during the spring, and also lacrosse, so those are going to go up too within like the next couple weeks. Next stream most likely will be on Wednesday, I believe, for the last Indiana Fever game before they go on their Olympic break. Hey, what's good? Tim in on the stream. Thanks for joining in. Glad to find my channel. Appreciate it here for being a part of the stream. Yeah, so if you guys didn't know, I'm actually a Celtics fan for the NBA. I'm from Massachusetts, so a big Boston sports fan. Celtics, Patriots, Red Sox, Bruins, but I do cover basketball games here. I recently started covering the WNBA in the off-season. A couple of games here, and the channel started to take off real well. We got, I think, pretty solid viewership in the last Caitlin Clark Indiana Fever game that I covered from a few weeks back. Yeah, so Wednesday night is the next one that I hope to cover when the Fever take on the Dallas Wings, and then that's their final game before the Olympic break. I'm also hoping to cover some of the Olympic games. It's just it's kind of tough because of my work schedule. I work from 8 to 4 during the weekdays, and none of the games are live in my area for the Olympics. It seems like the times that they're live is like from 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. Like by the time I get home from work, the game's basically wrapping up, whatever the 3 p.m. game is by the time I get home, so it's unfortunate. So the only time I can probably cover like Olympics games is if I'm ever free on the weekends, which I know the first weekend in August I'm going up to New Hampshire once again, so it's kind of tough for me. I did a couple streams up in New Hampshire prior, but just I don't know what's happened with like the 4G data. It's got worse up there because I used to go off my hotspot whenever I streamed in New Hampshire, but the internet speeds are getting worse up there. Actually, I went up to the racetrack for the NASCAR race around a month ago, and you couldn't get any, like, you couldn't upload any web pages or anything during that day. Yeah, there's WNBA All-Stars versus Olympics. That's on Saturday night. Um yeah, I might do that one if I'm around. I think my girlfriend might be coming over that night too, which that could be something cool because a lot of people usually ask how my girlfriend's doing and stuff like that, which she enjoys the WNBA. Yeah, so that's on the All-Star game Saturday night. So that's this coming Saturday at 8:30. So Team USA taking on Team WNBA. That's cool. Wow. Yeah, I saw the men's team has got some exhibition games. They arrived in Abu Dhabi yesterday. So they get some exhibition games this week that they're playing. I saw the times though, and they're like right in the middle when I have to work because I think a bunch of them are like at noontime that they have. Yeah, tomorrow against Australia. They got it at noontime. It's Monday, Wednesday, noon, Australia and Serbia. And then that's Saturday at 3 because I got a party that I have to go to Saturday at 3 o'clock. They play against South Sudan. That's probably going to be a blowout. And then July 22nd, that's the following Monday, they have a 3 p.m. game against Germany. And then the Olympics for I get the men's schedule up. The Olympics for the men's team starts on that's Saturday, July 20, or that's Sunday, July 28th. Yeah, that's the Sunday. Sunday, July 28th at 11:15 a.m. Yeah, Kawhi's not playing anymore. I guess the Clippers wanted Kawhi to focus in the upcoming season for him instead of playing in the Olympics. So he got pulled from the Olympic team, and Derek White got called on to replace Kawhi. It's crazy. Like the whole case why Jaylen Brown wasn't picked to be a part of the Olympic team for the NBA Finals MVP. It's crazy. Like, it seems like looking at some of the stuff, looks like Nike could have played a possible hand in that happening, that Jaylen Brown isn't on Team USA for the Olympics. Yeah, it's been a really slow game. It's been sloppy, a bunch of turnovers, a lot of like missed shots. Indiana just keeps on settling for way too many threes, and they keep on missing. Minnesota keeps on blowing, like, layups at the rim. Yeah, thanks for joining in, Jericho. Glad to have you in the stream. Derby, welcome back in. Yeah, Caitlin Clark's having a tough game in this game. She's been balling out recently. She's got 13 assists each in the last 3 games. She's putting up unbelievable numbers. Her last 5 games, she's averaging around 20 points per game and just under 13 assists per game for Clark in her last 5. But today she's had a tough game so far. So she's only got 7 points on 1 for 5 from 3. 3 for 9 from the floor. She's made two baskets recently, though. She was stuck at 2 points for a long time, and then she drilled a 3 in the second quarter, and then she made a late basket in the second. So only 7 points, just 1 rebound and 1 assist. Yeah, her teammates haven't been able to help out either. There's been a couple times where her teammates have bobbled the ball on a pass by Clark. A couple of those times have been full court outlet passes that her teammates have just bobbled the ball and they've lost it out of bounds. So it's been inefficiency so far, turnover issues, but her assist number should be much more than 1. That's also been because of teammate error so far, and her teammates have had a hard time picking her up. 43% from the floor. They just got to keep on playing down low. Aaliyah Boston, double-double in the first half for her. 11 points, 10 rebounds. That's on 5 for 6 shooting. Just got to play through Boston until Minnesota can take that away. Hey, what's good, Joanne? Welcome back in. I hope all is going well. Yeah, it's been, we're in the middle of a heat wave right now. It's the first day out of, like, multiple days, I think, all the way from today through Wednesday. We're supposed to reach, like, 90 degrees in my area. Back to action, 38-38 as we start off the third quarter. Minnesota with a basketball first, going right to left on the floor. Jumper at the elbow. That's good by Courtney Williams as she puts home the jumper. Courtney Williams is one of a couple players who's been strong in this game offensively for the Lynx. 15 by Elena Smith leading the way. Courtney Williams is up to 6 now. McBride's got 7. So Williams is a number 3 scorer at the moment as the Fever missed a shot from the top. A rebound control by Minnesota here. Bounce pass over to the mid-block off to Elena Smith. Leading the way with 15. Handoff Williams. Floats it off to Smith. Smith jumper mid-range. Missed off the rim, no good. And Alyssa Smith with a defensive rebound for Indiana. Clark brings it up the floor now. First 50 seconds of action in the third. Clark sends it off to her teammate. Spin move inside the key. The shot goes up. It's good. +1. Alyssa Smith with an and 1 coming up here at the free throw line. As Caitlin Clark, a good dish over to Smith. I don't believe Clark's going to get credit for that assist because Smith took 2 dribbles off a spin move and then scored. But good find right there to begin. And the free throw is good. Actually, yeah, they will credit. So that does get credited to Clark, actually. So 2 was enough off the dribble. So that, on ESPN, they have statted that one as an assist for Caitlin Clark. Hey, what's good? Bradley in the street. Welcome back in here, man. Far side of the floor, out of bounds. And that's a turnover committed by Minnesota. So it'll go right back over to Indiana. Yeah, I had Nafisa Collier in the thumbnail. I didn't know that until before that she would not be playing. Oh, nice pass down low. There is a assist right there by Clark off the beautiful dime to Alyssa Smith as she scores up and in underneath. Things start to heat up right now. Caitlin Clark now up to 3 assists total. Bounce pass outside. The 3. Swoosh. Bridget Carrollton ties it up at 43. Back and forth right now. Lou Samuelson, dime down low over to her teammates. Boston missed the layup. Boston triple teamed inside the key. Minnesota started to pick up on Boston as she's been able to have a strong start so far this game. Hand off to Mitchell. Mitchell at the elbow, weaving her way, deflected and intercepted here by Alana Smith of Minnesota. Alana Smith towards her left. Hand off to Courtney Williams. Williams dribbles towards her right, top of the free throw circle. She's guarded by Clark. At the elbow here. Outside moves it off to Alana Smith. Alana Smith backs her way. Lou Samuelson inside the key. No good. Bricked it off the back rim, out of bounds. Last touched off of Minnesota. This will be Indiana ball. .43 right now. I actually changed the thumbnail too recently, so I put pink up at the top. So I'm gonna keep the standard like light blue whenever I cover the WNBA, but I changed the color from the light blue to the pink as Clark blew the layup. Offensive rebound though, with Aaliyah Boston, the player of the game right now. Aaliyah Boston cleans it up off the Caitlin Clark miss, scores the putback for 2 more. 13 and 12 for points and rebounds so far today for Aaliyah Boston, the savior of Indiana in this game, as we're down to around 7 minutes left to go in the third. Runner, swoosh. That is made by Minnesota to tie it up at 45. Dorka Juhas scores the basket. Wow, what a game here. Back and forth, back and forth. Clark at the top. Clark has 1 step behind their defender. Outside off to Lou Samuelson. Bad pass out of bounds. Yikes. That was way off the mark to Clark. That's just a rush possession there. Like, Clark was open, but just wanted to get it away, but just flung it wide right at Caitlin Clark where she was standing. So that's a wasted possession by Indiana. Minnesota has it. Courtney Williams, handoff to Kayla McBride. Kayla McBride off the screen set by Elena Smith. Pass off the roller to Smith. Smith got rejected at the rim. Got it back though. Kick out to the corner to 3. It's good. Bridget Carrollton delivers in the 3 ball. 48-45 now. Indiana looking for the response. Clark, bounce pass free throw circle. Outside off to Clark once again. Clark has it here at the free throw circle. Moves that left corner. Catch and fire. 3 for the tie. It's good. Bang, bang. Caitlin Clark records the assist. It's tied up at 48 apiece. That is Kelsey Mitchell catch and fire, able to knock down a major 3 for Indiana. Under 6 minutes left to go here in the third. Bridget Carrollton, as we have a kicked ball violation charged to Indiana on the floor. This is going to be an exciting finish right now. This has been just close all throughout. Like, none of these teams have been able to get on a substantial run to, like, pull away at a significant rate in this game. Wow, Indiana ripping the basketball away. Kelsey Mitchell providing a spark right now on the floor as she rips it right away from Alana Smith. Around the perimeter, Mitchell came up with a steal, and Smith reached in for the reach-in foul. This is the time right now for Indiana to go on the run. So Alana Smith just checked out of the game. She is the top scorer right now for Minnesota. That's her 4th personal foul. So Alana Smith is going to be on the bench for a while. Personal foul number 4, 15 points by Smith. Everybody else has got 7 points or 9 points or fewer. Bridget Carrollton's got 9, 7 by McBride, and then 6 or less by everybody else. Boston backs her way, bouncing bodies at the low right block. Her lob deflected, intercepted by Minnesota here by Courtney Williams. 5:20 left to go, stolen right back. There's the igniter, the energy bunny. Kelsey Mitchell jacks up the 3 in transition, missed off the mark, out of bounds. Last touched off of Williams of the Lynx. It's just shot selection right now for Indiana. They're getting just way too anxious trying to attempt these shots, like going in transition for them. Like, they're just rushing so many shots like that. You got a steal, you had a fast break opportunity instead of... Should have been an easy 2. Like, you always want to get 2s in those fast break plays, but for some reason they tried to jack up a 3, and it just didn't work out for them. So we're going to take the timeout right now, 48-48. And I believe the Lynx are going to challenge this one for the possession of the basketball. I do not believe that Courtney Williams, it did not look like she touched it out of bounds. This is going to be under review. Yeah, it's been brutal from 3. Like, that's the reason why if they're going to lose this game, it's because they keep on attempting 3s and they keep on missing. Clark's 1 for 5 from 3. I mean, I've got no problem with that. But there's just way too many 3s spread out down the line. Yeah, they got to keep on playing through Aaliyah Boston because nobody's been able to really shut her down. And the best player from Minnesota's got into foul trouble right now. She's got 4 personal fouls with Elena Smith, so this is... It's really not a good sign for Minnesota yet. They've started to ramp it up and clamp down defensively. It's been basically like the last couple possessions. It's been just like a steal, missed shot. It's been a lot of steals and missed shots. If you're new in the stream, feel free to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. So right now we're in a quick timeout. I've been uploading a lot of over my personal YouTube channel. I've been uploading a lot of my college sports broadcasting demos over on my personal YouTube channel. So if you haven't checked out my personal YouTube channel, feel free to do so. You guys are welcome to subscribe over to it as well. I just posted a link in the chat if anybody's interested. I'm hoping to put another video up later tonight, most likely, because I got the video exported. I just got to translate it, transfer it over to YouTube. So it's going to be one more basketball video that I covered this past season up tonight, and then after that, I'm probably going to upload what I did for volleyball and football, and then I'm waiting for one other school to get back to me on videos that I did for them for the broadcasts, just to send over the video links so I could put together my new interview demos that I did. That one that I'm waiting for. I did like a bunch of post-game interviews for them this past season, plus softball ones. I'm probably going to put together a lot of my softball and lacrosse ones that I did because they had a bunch of games that came down to the wire. I did like, I think I did 2 or 3 games that ended up being a walk-off for softball with that specific team last year, and then I covered 2 or 3 lacrosse games that ended up being a 1-point win for the home team that I announced. So those games are crazy. So hopefully within the next couple of weeks those will be up. But all those videos I got over on my personal YouTube channel right now for all the stuff that I did for the really good games that I wanted to put together demos for, I've done for this past season, what I did for like in-person broadcasting. Oh wow, so WNBA All-Star Friday night, and then the All-Star game. Okay, so the All-Star game is on Saturday. Yeah, that is Team WNBA versus Team USA in the All-Star game on Saturday night. That's at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. I might cover that one on Saturday night. I believe my girlfriend's supposed to sleep over, so she might be part of the stream on Saturday night if I do cover that one, which has been a while since she's been on the stream. I think the last one was around Memorial Day weekend when the Celtics beat the Pacers. I think that was might have been game 3. where the Celtics beat the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals, either Game 3 or Game 4. Actually, it might have been Game 4 for them. Because it was, I think, Game 4. It was 1, 2, and 4, if I'm not mistaken, were the close games. And then 3 was the blowout one, which she was on for a close game. Corner 3 coming back from the timeout. The Fever miss another 3 by Lou Samuelson. Rebound control by the Lynx under 5 minutes left to go in the third. Bridget Carrollton, left baseline dribble, swings it out to Williams. Williams towards her left, dribbles out to the top. Williams sends it out to her left to Zandal Nassini, and now McBride has it. McBride, runner inside, no good. Tapped to the corner, and Lou Samuelson came up with a rebound. Here goes Clark, Caitlin Clark at the right corner, working on one defender. Bounce past Boston. Boston at the elbow. Looking to see if she can move it or she will dribble up to the low block. She's going to have some help, though. Somebody needs to move off ball. Boston, bounce pass inside to keep finds Mitchell. Mitchell floats up the shot, and she scores with a left-hand layup. Kelsey Mitchell really picking it up lately. She's been like an Energizer bunny here in this third quarter. 12 points now by Mitchell. That's a key, having a X-factor step up in this game. They've got one right now. 13 and 12 by Boston. 12 points by Mitchell. 11 points by Melissa Smith. And the jumper gets sizzled down by Minnesota, 50-50. Really good battle we got right now. Even at 50. Clark at the wing. Clark with a 3. No good. Missed around the rim and out. Rebound secured here by Zandal Nassini. Up the floor attacking. Carrollton swings it off to her teammate Alana Smith. Outside to the wing. Smith's back in the game with 4 personal fouls so far today. Bridget Carrollton floats up the runner. Missed off the glass. No good. 13th rebound controlled by Aaliyah Boston. Boston off to Clark. Clark evades one defender. Clark dribbles up. Clark inside the key. Bounce pass behind her back. Tried to get too fancy there as he got kicked by a defender from Minnesota. Oh, man, that was going to be a dime if it hadn't been kicked by a Minnesota defender, but just excellent all around on both sides right there. Clark thought that she had that bounce pass set behind her back, but even better defense by the Lynx. Able to kick it inbound to Clark. She stepped out of bounds in the corner. This has just not been the game today for Caitlin Clark right now. Just 7 points, yet to score the third, 3 for 11. That's her 5th turnover now today. As she got the inbound, but under where her back foot was out of bounds. Lynx have it with Courtney Williams. Williams at the free throw circle, sends it outside to Juhas. Hand off to McBride. Pass off the roller to Juhas. Juhas scores for 2. 52-50 with under 3 left to go in the third here. This is going to be a battle to the finish. Been close out all throughout the course of this game. Lexi Hull off to her right to Wheeler around the perimeter. Bounce pass to the baseline off to Boston. Boston dribbles towards her left. Hand off Clark with speed. Shoots the 3. Off the mark. No good. Caitlin Clark with a really good look. Uncontested at a right corner 3. Just couldn't convert. And Minnesota lost it. Clark with a steal. Clark behind her back off the dribble in transition. And a transition reach and foul picked up. Charged to Zandal Nassini. Caitlin Clark. Only 7 points tonight, but in a close game, what they'll remember you for today is if you could do it in the clutch. This looks like one of those games that has just been tough and tough and tough and tough. I remember that game. It was one of those, like, one example of a player really struggling. I think it was Andrew Nemhard and Aaron Neesmith against the Knicks in the Eastern Conference semis for the Pacers, and they were struggling the entire game. I think that was Game 3 in that series, because they were down to begin the series 0-2. That was Game 3, and they really needed it, and both of those guys could not make a shot at all between Neesmith and Nemhard, and then Nemhard made this massive 3 from like 32 feet out in that game, and that really sparked that series. This play is actually under review off the transition foul committed by Minnesota. Hey, what's good, Charlisa? Thanks for joining in. Glad to have you back in. Just 4 for 19 from 3 for Indiana. They lead points in the paint 30-18. She only had... Oh, that's the last 2. That she had 26 assists to 11 turnovers in the last 2. Tonight, she's turned it over 5 times for Caitlin Clark, and she's only got 4 total assists this entire game. She got 13 assists in the previous 3 for Caitlin Clark. Just some of that's been her teammates in the first half just not helping her out. Also, some poor passes being made in this game by Clark, so this just hasn't been her game so far. We'll see if that transpires something, though. That transition foul off the reach-in committed by Zandal Lassini. If that just transpires Clark to go off here in the final 12 and a half minutes. Hey, what's good? Diamond McCrab, welcome back in, man. Yeah, these streams have actually been getting pretty good viewership lately. The last one I did got around 3,000 views. Wow, Caitlin Clark got called in a technical foul, so she had some words there after the foul picked up in the region by Cecilia Zandal Lassini. Caitlin Clark had some words there for her. So Caitlin Clark got teed up here, and she was frustrated. Wow. Clark might have... Couldn't really see it clearly from that last replay there, but she might have scratched all the way to towards the right eye of Zandal Lassini. She had one eye open, one eye closed after Clark was trying to, like, claw out back at her. The free throw is good for Minnesota with Zandal Lassini, so it's a 3-point game right now. I'm hoping to cover some of the Olympic games. It all depends, because a lot of the games are during, like, my work hours time. For myself, I work 8 to 4. The games are being played at, like, 5 a.m. to 3 p.m., so it's kind of, like, weird times on the U.S. schedule since they're taking place in France. Clark, baseline dribble, floats it up, went off the rim. I don't know what she was trying to accomplish right there, but that was in between a shot and a lob, but you usually don't see lobs at the WNBA level, so that statted as a turnover. Quarter 3, it's good by Minnesota. That's 3 points off the Clark turnover. Caitlin Clark's really going to get her composure back into it right now. Clark only 7, yet to score this third quarter. Clark at the right wing, working on one defender. Clark bounce pass over to the baseline of Smith, and Minnesota picks up the reach and foul with Carrollton. Yeah, I'm hoping to definitely do the gold medal game, because that's like a Saturday afternoon, so I'm hoping to see if I can be able to, like, allow myself to do the gold medal game, but I'm not sure about, like, the other games. It all depends if I'm around. A lot of them, the weekday games for sure, those are going to be tough for me because a lot of those games take place when I'm at work. Clark missed the first 3. Second 3 came up short. Offensive rebound controlled here for the Fever. Here's another 3 taken by Wheeler. Missed off the back rim. Indiana's just throwing this game away right now and got tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Minnesota. That's 3 shot attempts. 3 missed threes, including an air ball by Caitlin Clark. And this is getting out of control here for Indiana. They switch. Referees just switched the possession of the basketball. It's actually Minnesota basketball. Initially, they pointed out of bounds off Minnesota. Now they've reversed it, passing off the roller. Carrollton outside to the corner. Here's a three from Minnesota, bricked off the back rim. Offensive rebound for the Lynx, though. Deep two. No good, but a foul. Courtney Williams going to head to the free throw line and shoot two here for the Lynx. That is charged to Nalissa Smith on the shooting foul. This game right now is just slipping away from the Fever. This is about to become the largest lead of this entire game. No teams led by double digits. First free throw is good, and right now this is the largest lead today. 7-point lead from Minnesota. We got 35 plus watching. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up here. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Glad to have you all join in, be a part on the stream. Next stream will be on Wednesday night as the Fever take on the Dallas Stars. Dallas has only got 5 victories this season, I believe, so the bottom of the WNBA, so a good bounce back opportunity for the Fever if they do come up short in this matchup here. Fever down by 8, largest deficit by any team in this game, outside the hole. Hull dribbles up, dish out to the baseline over to Smith. Smith backs her way off a double team underneath the hoop. Bounce pass over to the left wing with a three. It's good for the Fever. 58-53 right now as Indiana's able to make a three. Bench points coming off the bench by number 12. That is Damaris Dantas, who just made a massive three there for the Fever. Minnesota with the ball. Williams at the top. Williams dribbles up to the elbow, swings it across the floor. Outside of Carrollton. Carrollton bounce pass. Top of the key here with a three left short off the rib. Offensive rebound. Carrollton. And she puts it up. Puts it through. Up and in off the glass. Good for 2. 7-point advantage. Indiana struggling to box out on the glass recently. As Caitlin Clark is not in the game at the moment. She got substituted out. At the right wing, Mitchell. Outside finds Wheeler. Wheeler dribbles up, drives. Shot clock about to expire as we close out the end of the third. No good, missed off the glass. Full court shots by Minnesota comes up short. We close out at the end of 3. It's 60-53 Minnesota. Caitlin Clark scoreless the entire quarter in the third. This has just not been the Caitlin Clark performance that we were hoping today in this game. And our team's down by 7. Our team definitely needs her for the final 10 minutes left to go if they want to pull out a miraculous comeback. Seven-point game right now as we enter the final 10 minutes left to go. Quick scoreboard update throughout the association. There's one other game going on right now. That game actually just wrapped up. Las Vegas Aces won over the Washington Mystics 89-77, the final score. So 2 games have gone final today. Connecticut Sun beat the Phoenix Mercury 96-69. Las Vegas Aces over the Mystics 89-77. Yeah, they got some really good games going on in the group stage. I'm actually going to see about the group play for... So if you haven't heard, the in-season tournament once again is back. They announced the groups yesterday. I'm going to see if I can get up who the groups are. One of the groups is absolutely stacked, what they have for the groupings. So this year it's called the Emirates NBA Cup, the 2024 group draw starting November 12th. All 30 teams will compete for the NBA Cup, with 8 teams advancing out of groups into the knockout round, semifinals, and championship held in Las Vegas on December 14th and December 17th. So out of the East Group A, Knicks, Magic, Sixers, Nets, and Hornets. So they got 3 solid teams out of that group there: Knicks, Magic, Sixers, and then 2 of the teams that's probably going to be the 2 bottom teams in the NBA this year, between Brooklyn and Charlotte. East Group B. Get ready for this one: Milwaukee, Indiana, Miami, Toronto, Detroit. So that is what it looks like the East Group B. The Bucks against the Pacers once again, plus the Heat is in that group. Raptors and Pistons. Celtics are in East Group C, alongside the Cavs, the Bulls, the Hawks, and the Wizards. That only looks like it's only like 2 teams there in that East Group C to worry about, between the Celtics and the Cavs most likely. And then this is where it gets stacked out in the West. The West is just so deep. It's been like that for the last couple of years. Minnesota looking pretty good out of this West Group A, I would have to say. They get their work cut out with them with Sacramento in the West Group A. Also, the Clippers are in that group, with the Rockets and the Blazers. West Group B. This is where things get more complex. OKC in the grouping with the Lakers, the Suns, the Spurs, and the Jazz. That's West Group B, and this is a stacked West Group C. I don't know who put together this group, but holy smokes. Pick your poison, because this group is going to be a rock fight out of this group, just an absolute battle. West Group C looks like this: the Nuggets, the Mavs, the Pelicans, the Warriors, and then the Grizzlies. So it's Denver, Dallas, New Orleans, Golden State, and Memphis, all in that West Group C. That is an unbelievable group right there, the West Group C. Yeah, Canada's got a pretty good Olympic team. It's just a question mark for them is their front court. The U.S. is absolutely stacked this year. Caitlin Clark starting off the 4th quarter. There you go, a laser. She rips one down from downtown. She's up to double figures with 10. Caitlin Clark finally starts off with the right foot. 4th quarter begins. She delivers on the 3. Out to the wing here. A 3. Swoosh. Minnesota delivers right back with Bridget Carrollton. 63-56. Clark looking to pick it up right now. She knows that it's down to 9:15 left, and she's going to get her team right back in the game. Clark, only 10 points at the Target Center logo. Lobs it down, tipped back from a hole off to Clark. Clark, 6 in the shot clock. Clark floats up the runner, and away from the ball here. We get a foul charge to Minnesota. I'll go with a bold prediction, is that one of those European countries, like over in like kind of like Eastern Europe, is going to give Team USA a fight. Whether that's going to be a prelim game or whether it's going to be one of those like round of 16 games. Somebody, Serbia, Lithuania, they're going to give the US one heck of a battle in that game. Whoever that is, because they're going to see defense that's not like the typical defense they're used to over the USA level, the Euro-type defense, as Indiana buries another 3 at the left wing perimeter. Kelsey Mitchell off the assist by Caitlin Clark. The score correction right now, it's 63-60 at the moment here. Clark deflects it, intercepted by Lou Samuelson. 63-60 right now for a score correction, and Lou Samuelson couldn't finish, blocked by Minnesota. At the rim by Zandalnasini. Outside, it will go over to Heidemann. Out to the top here, Zandalnasini dribbles up, drives, bounce pass underneath, Sika Kode, rejected by the bottom part of the backboard, and it goes right back here to the Fever. Fever take it up the floor. Outside with Kelsey Mitchell, crossover. Mitchell towards her left. Top of the key, outside finds Lou Samuelson, takes the 3. Oh, she buries it. Katie Lou Samuelson ties up the game at 63. Anybody's game right now. Indiana outscoring Minnesota on a 10-3 start in the 4th quarter. They ended the 3rd quarter really, really poor, but here they are on a major run to start off the 4th quarter. Courtney Williams Moves on top, dribbling up, driving. Zandalnasini at the rim, no good, missed off the back rim. She got fouled out. And 2 free throws coming up here by the Lynx at the line with Cecilia Zandalnasini. What a game. Thanks all for joining in. If you're new in the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. Dorka Juhas checks into the game for Sika Kone right now. And Cecilia Zandalnasini will shoot 2 at the free throw line for Minnesota. First one is good. Back and forth right to the finish. Minnesota looked like they were going to take this game away. They led by 8 points in the late stretch of the third quarter. Second shot coming up here for Zandalnasini, and that's right down the middle. 65-63, 7:34 left to go in the fourth. Indiana with possession. Caitlin Clark on the floor with Aaliyah Boston, Katie Lou Samuelson, Lexi Hall, and Kelsey Mitchell. Lou Samuelson, right baseline dribble. Swings it outside Hall. Touch pass. Left corner off to Mitchell. Mitchell at the left wing. She is working on Alana Smith one-on-one. Mitchell outside finds her teammate Lou Samuelson. Dribble, drive, right down the lane inside. Floats at the runner and scores up and off the backboard. Katie Lou Samuelson, a couple of key plays to make this a tie game. Had the corner 3, just had the right-hand scoop runner. Right baseline dribble, jumper deep 2, no good, missed off the mark by Courtney Williams. Rebound control by Indiana. Clark at the wing. Clark dribbles up. Clark towards her left, looking to turn the corner. Caitlin Clark, oh, she put her defender right on a start and stop right there. Caitlin Clark right to the rim, scores up in and off the glass. It's a lead for the Fever. Oh, that was nasty right there. Crossover right over her defender as she crossed the ankles over number 6, Bridget Carrollton, as Caitlin Clark completely took the ankles away, cleared up the driving lane, and Clark scored for the open layup. Timeout on the floor by Minnesota. 2-point lead for the Fever. So we are down to 6:43 left to go. Four players now in double figures for the Fever. Clark's got 13 points with 5 assists. An off game by her, shooting just 5 for 16 and 2 for 10 from the floor. But nevertheless, it's not how you start games, it's how about how you finish. And if she's coming in to the clutch like this, then watch out. Caitlin Clark, after struggling in this game, only thing that matters in the very end, can you hit the clutch shot and can you win the game? Because there's been games that Kobe has had some struggles in the past. Shot the ball like 20% from the floor, but in the end would always make that clutch shot for Kobe. And Caitlin Clark looking to see if she can come through in the clutch today in an off game by her and make the buckets when her team needs it the most late in this game. And she just did that right there with just over 6:40 left to play. Yeah, doing pretty well. My girlfriend's been well. And Tortoise hanging in. I think he was tired today, hopefully, because we were coming back from New Hampshire. It was hot outside though, but have to keep a watchful eye on my Tortoise because he was yawning on the way back, and he was yawning more than he's supposed to. But we hope that he was only tired. He looked like he was tired on the way back because he yawns quite a bit, but he was yawning more than what he should. It's a bad sign if a tortoise yawns a lot because that means that the tortoise has a respiratory infection. So we're just keeping a watchful eye on him, but I think he was just tired today. What a game. Yeah, last game that they covered, the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark, it came down to the wire, and this has been the same case once again. Most likely my next stream will be on Wednesday night. That will be another Indiana Fever game as Caitlin Clark and the Fever will take on the Dallas Wings, and that will be the final game before the Olympic break. This is huge right now. This is against the number 3 team in the league. Indiana's up to the number 7 place right now in the league. At one point, they were tied for last. They were 12th at one point to begin the season, hovering around the 11 or 12 mark, and they're all the way up now to 7th. And they've beat they're 2-0 against the 6th place team. They beat the Mercury twice, using 6th place currently. Indiana forces the turnover. It's a steal here by the Fever. Caitlin Clark. 6.5 left to go. Sends it far side down the floor off to Lou Samuelson. Lou Samuelson dribbles towards the right around the perimeter. Lou Samuelson dribbles up, backs her way inside the key. Outside to the top, Lexi Hall. Hall dribbles up, straight line, dribble drive down the lane inside, stripped out of bounds. 5 in the shot clock. Oh, wow. So they're condensed this year. Yeah, usually you see like Lithuania, Latvia in the poll for teams. So that's odd that they only have Serbia this year. Missed shot by Indiana as Minnesota comes up with a basketball. Left baseline dribble here by Bridget Carlton. Outside moves it off to Alana Smith for the lead. Takes it, and she makes it from downtown. 68-67. Alana Smith having a huge game by her. The savior for the Lynx today. She's got 18.7 rebounds, 4 steals. Just made her second 3 of the game. On top, it goes off to Mitchell. Fever with the possession, looking to take the lead right here. Mitchell, deep 2, connects on it. Kelsey Mitchell, 18-footer, top of the free throw circle, drills it. 69-68, 5.5 left to go in the fourth. A battle to the finish here. Courtney Williams at the top of the key for the Lynx. Williams working on Clark one-on-one. That's actually Hall. Gets past Hall. Pass got stripped up in the air. Battle for the loose ball. Tipped over to the top. Here's a deep range 3. Missed off the mark. It's an air ball as it sails wide left of the rim as it was missed off the mark by McBride. McBride went 6 for 12 from the perimeter during her last game. Today she's just 1 for 7. 5:10 left to go. Indiana up by 1 with possession. Caitlin Clark crosses midcourt as she is on the floor. And Katie Lou Samuelson, Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hall, Kelsey Mitchell. Clark bounce pass, cutter, backdoor. Hall swings it out left corner. Mitchell outside Samuelson over to Clark. Open 3. No good. Missed off the rim. Short offensive rebound collected by guess who? Kelsey Mitchell. Scoop score with a left-hand layup. That is a lucky bounce directly to Mitchell. Had a clear pathway to drive, and she scored with a left-hand layup. 3-point lead. 4:35 left to go in the fourth. And Minnesota with possession as we get a foul picked up. Charge to Indiana away from the ball. My, oh my, what a game. Kelsey Mitchell coming in hot right now. Started 4 for 13 shooting ever since 4 for 4. Right now for Kelsey Mitchell. Minnesota gets the inbound. Mitchell, 19 points, the game leader today in this matchup as Minnesota battling there with it down low. Indiana picks up a reach and foul charge to Lexi Hall. We've got 40 plus watching right now. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. What a battle here to the finish. Inbound goes to Natisha Heidemann. Out to the wing. Step back 3 in the air. Swoosh. Cecilia Zandalcini delivers in the 3. 71-71. And a timeout taken on the floor by the Fever. 4:22 left to go. Man, this has been an incredible game. Wow. Kelsey Mitchell, 19 for the Fever, leading the way. 13 points by Caitlin Clark, 5 assists, 2 rebounds. An off game by Clark, but still. A couple key plays that she's made in the fourth quarter to help her team in this game. 11 points by Natisha Smith. Nalissa Smith's got 11. 13 by Aaliyah Boston with 14 rebounds. Boston set the tone early on, had an excellent first half. On the other side, 18 points by Alana Smith. She is the team leader for the Lynx with 7 rebounds, 4 steals, 2 assists. 17 by Bridget Carrollton. 10 each between Zandalcini and Courtney Williams. Feel free to join me back in on Wednesday. I'm planning on covering the Fever against the Dallas Wings if you'd like to come on back. That's the final Indiana Fever game before the break, which they take the 1-month Olympic break. I put in the chat my personal YouTube channel. If anybody's interested, feel free to subscribe over to my personal YouTube channel. That's where I've been uploading a lot of my broadcasting links from the games that I did in person at colleges this year. So feel free to check that out if you would like. I'll have one more basketball video coming up there, uploaded probably tonight. Most likely, I hope to put one on tonight for my final basketball broadcasting video for my demo. And then I'm probably going to move over to volleyball and football that I'll post over there on my personal YouTube channel. So if you haven't checked it out, feel free to do so. I've been posting a lot of good video links over on that site there to a lot of great broadcasts that I did during last season. That's up over my personal YouTube channel. The link is posted in the chat. Man, this has just been one heck of a game. %90 going for the Fever in this one to win. Feel free, type in the chat who you guys like to win here. It's been heavy on the Fever in the poll. Type it in, Fever or Lynx, and welcome on board everybody today on the stream. Caitlin Clark off game today by Clark, but still, nevertheless, her team is in it right to the finish. 13 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 steals by Clark. As she gets the inbound, we get back to action. 4:20 left to go in the fourth quarter. Fever with a possession. Caitlin Clark sends it off to Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell with 19, the game leader. Lexi Hull has it now at the top of the key for the Fever. Hull dribbles up, drives to the free throw circle, sends it outside. Mitchell catch and fire. 3, no good. Skidded off the rim. And the rebound secured by Minnesota. Lynx with the ball. Bridget Carrollton takes up the floor. This is Kayla McBride outside of Carrollton. Carrollton over to McBride, top of the key. 10 on the shot clock. McBride just 1 made 3 today. She had 6 during the last game on Friday. Right baseline dribble, circling around. Backdoor, tough opportunity. No good. Missed the layup was Carrollton. And a late foul picked up, though. Charged to Indiana. So that was on the baseline dribble. See if this is going to be on a shot or not. Is this on the rebounds? That's on Smith. That's going to be her 5th. So this is on the rebound. Elena Smith just picked up her 5th personal foul on the loose ball foul. So it was a clean contest, but a Fever defense. Fever with possession. Clark at the target center logo. Caitlin Clark, 3.5 left to go. Bounce pass off the roll down. Boston swings it outside. Lou Samuelson, touch pass over the hole. Took the 3, no good. Missed around the rim and out. Rebound secured by Carrollton. Tie game at 71 apiece. Minnesota with a possession. Up fake McBride. Moves it outside off to Carrollton. Lob out of bounds. It's a turnover committed by Minnesota. So Alana Smith tried to get possession right there. Couldn't handle the lob at the mid-block. And it gets sent out of bounds. And the Fever here will burn a timeout. 71-71, just above 3 minutes left to go as Indiana burns the timeout. What a game here, folks, coming right down to the wire today. Points in the paint in favor of Indiana, 36-20 in this matchup. They forced 14 Lynx turnovers. The Fever with 12 total turnovers right now. Kelsey Mitchell, 19 points. 13 points, 14 rebounds by Aaliyah Boston. Caitlin Clark's got 13, and an off game by Clark with 6 turnovers and just 5 assists. Still in a battle to the finish right now. Can she make the big bucket when her team needs it the most? That's the question here, as we're down to the final 3:09 left to go. Fever outscoring the Lynx 18-11 in the fourth quarter. Fever will get the possession. Alana Smith in deep foul trouble with 5 personal fouls. Clark, bounce pass top of the free throw circle. Lou Samuelson outside of Clark, up feet. Clark dribbles up, bounce pass. Oh, with a dive downhill. Leah Boston scores up and then off the glass for the baskets. Caitlin Clark, a beautiful bounce pass underneath to the cutting Boston. 73-71. Boston with 15 points and 14 rebounds today. Minnesota with possession. Carrollton dribbles up, circles around, back out to the perimeter. Sends it off to Courtney Williams. Williams guarded by Clark, top of the key, towards her right. Williams sends it out left wing. Zandalnasini with a 3 off the back rim, no good. Tipped up to Boston for the rebound. Leah Boston having a monster game today. Double-double machine with 15 and 15. Clark, edge of the midcourt logo. Caitlin Clark, 12 in the shot clock. Clark dribbles up at the right wing. Clark towards her left. Clark turns the corner. Clark finds Lou Samuelson. Fires the pass down low. Off the Boston, she scores. Up and then off the glass. Good for 2 by Aaliyah Boston. 75-71. Timeout taken to the floor by Minnesota. Caitlin Clark able to send it off to Katie Lou Samuelson. And Samuelson fired in an absolute dime on a laser right to Aaliyah Boston off the seal inside the low post. And Boston with back-to-back buckets down low. He's got 17 points and 15 rebounds. Keep on playing right through Boston. Points in the paint is going to win this team the game if they do that for the final 2 minutes. That is the major difference in this game today, has been points in the paint. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Points in the paint, 40-20 in favor of Indiana. Everything else has been pretty much close throughout this game. 44% shooting by the Fever, 40% by the Lynx. The Lynx have shot the ball better from 3, 37% from 3 from Minnesota, just 28% by Indiana. But in a game where basically a lot of the things for the key categories have been statistically even, Indiana up to their largest lead of the game by 4. Minnesota's largest lead has been 8 today. It's been an excellent matchup. Both of these teams have been playing this game close all throughout. 17 and 15 on the double-double machine for Aaliyah Boston on this Sunday afternoon. Back to action. 2 minutes left to go. Minnesota down by 4 with possession. Catch and fire 3. Oh, they hit it. Bang, bang. Kayla McBride knocks down the triple. 1-point game right now. 75-74. Indiana brings it up the floor. Clark dribbles up to the wing. Caitlin Clark dribbles, drives inside. Clark, she gets fouled. Caitlin Clark's going to shoot 2 shots covered up at the free throw line as Kayla McBride picks up the shooting foul. 1:43 left to play. Caitlin Clark looking to lead her team to the finish line in this game. Number 7 team in the WNBA has all of a sudden crept from being the last place team in the standings at 12th up to 7th. And they get the 2-0 series advantage over the team in front of them in 6th, the Phoenix Mercury. Second free throw is good. 77-74, minute 40 left to go. Minnesota down by 3. McBride made the last 3. She made 6 during the last game. Receives the handoff. McBride at the right wing. Step back 3 in the air for the tie. Off the mark, no good. Tipped up. Offensive rebound onto the pack control by Elena Smith. Corner 3 for the tie. McBride off the rim. Short, no good. Lou Samuelson comes up with a defensive rebound. Indiana with a possession. Caitlin Clark crosses midcourt. Minute 15 left to go. Clark at the mid-block. Circles around. Back out to the wing. Clark working on Carrollton 101. Clark off the screen set by Boston outside. Top of the key off to Samuelson. Gonna get something off. Shot clock's down to 2. Oh, that's a big U. It's gonna be a shot clock violation. Katie Lou Samuelson unaware of the shot clock. It's a turnover committed by the Fever. Oh my goodness. How could you be unaware of the shot clock? You're starting your dribble drive when the shot clock's at 2. 54.7 seconds left to go. This will be Minnesota basketball, trailing by 3. What a game. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe here. Inbound goes to the Lynx. Down by 3 for Minnesota. 50 seconds left to go. Courtney Williams at the Target Center logo working on Mitchell. Slides it off to her left. Bridget Carrollton. 101. Left wing perimeter. 10 on the shot clock. 40 seconds left to go. Carrollton dribbling into no man's land. Over to Smith. On the top. Here goes McBride. A dribble drive inside McBride. And she gets fouled. 35 seconds left to go. The Fever bench thought that was going to be a push-off, but no. It is rolled a reach-in charge to Indiana, so that was a foul to give there for the Fever. As this will allow Minnesota to get the inbound. Minnesota gets the inbound. Courtney Williams. 33 seconds remaining. Sends it off to Smith. Top scorer today for Minnesota. McBride, outside Smith, 5 of the shot clock. Smith drives down the lane inside. Huge rejection by Kelsey Mitchell as she denies Alana Smith. Indiana with a basketball in the backcourt as we got some major contact here in the backcourt as Minnesota has to pick up the foul. Let's see here the replay. Smith attacking to the rim, swiped away at the last moment by the player of the second half, Kelsey Mitchell, denying Elena Smith at the rim, and she was able to swipe it away. And at the free throw line, this will be shots in the bonus here with Kelsey Mitchell, the player of the game. Mitchell shooting 2. Rainbow makes the first free throw. It's a 4-point lead, up by 2 possessions for the Fever. 78-74, 16.2 seconds left to go. Indiana looking to knock off the number 3 team in the WNBA this afternoon. Got it. Right down to Mitchell. Right down the middle. Mitchell buries the free throw. 79-74, 16.2 seconds left to go. The Indiana Fever trail by 8 at one point in the late stage of the third quarter. Able to take this game by storm, and they're 16 seconds away from picking up the win against the Minnesota Lynx, who came into this game 10-2 in their home floor, 16-7 overall in third place. Right now in the WNBA standings, inbound for Minnesota, 15 seconds left to go. A 3 straight away off the back rim, no good. Caitlin Clark comes out with a defensive rebound as she gets fouled. Caitlin Clark clapping right now, looking to the crowd to get the Fever fans up on their feet right now. The Indiana Fever going in with some serious momentum into the All-Star break next week. I'll be back on a Wednesday night covering the Fever's last game before the Olympics break as they'll take on the Dallas Wings on the Wednesday nights. First free throw is good. We're down to 10.8 seconds left to go as Clark buries the free throw. 80-74 for the Fever. Caitlin Clark, bullseye, right down the middle. 81-74. What a comeback by the Fever. A 15-point swing in this game. They trail by 8. In a late stretch of the third, they outscored a Minnesota Lynx 28-14 in the fourth quarter to win today as this game goes final. Indiana improves to a record of 11-14 this season, up to the number 7th place team in the WNBA, knocking on the doorstep of the number 6th place team. The 6th win by the Fever against Minnesota since 2021. That's the most of any opponent in the last 3 seasons in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark today with an off game, but her teammates stepping up in a major factor in this game. Kelsey Mitchell, player of the game today. 21 points by Mitchell today with a game-winning block, denying Alana Smith in the final minutes. 17 points and 16 rebounds. Aaliyah Boston, incredible game on the glass in this matchup today. Caitlin Clark finishes with 17.6 assists, 3 rebounds. Her double-double streak comes to a close, but the winning streak comes back up to 2 for Indiana, as they've now won 2 straight games in a row and looking for some serious momentum before the Olympic break after Wednesday, which will be their last game in the first part of the season before the Olympic break. I'll be back on once again on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. for the Indiana Fevers. They take on the Dallas Wings in their final game before the Olympic break. Watch out for Caitlin Clark to go off. I'm sensing a 30-burger in that game against Dallas on the Wednesday night in their final game before the All-Star break and the Olympic break. What a comeback today for Indiana. Just 4-9 on the road entering this game. They pick up their 5th road victory this season, and they knock off the Minnesota Lynx with a record now of 16-8. The number 3 team in the WNBA is the number 7th place team, Indiana Fever. Pulled off a big win this afternoon. Thanks all for joining in, being a part of the stream. Welcome in Joe on the channel. Thanks for being a part here. Just wrapped up a massive win for Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fevers. We just wrapped up a moment ago. Before I sign off, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well if you'd like to be notified for future live streams. I plan on being back on a Wednesday covering the Fever against the Wings. If you'd like to come on back for that one, feel free to do so. It's been pretty much some really good. Good time, fun covering some of these WNBA games in the NBA college hoops off season right now. So hoping to continue that, and Olympics as well coming around the corner as well. So coming into the midsummer for basketball, even though it's the off season for the NBA and college hoops. Still, it's been exciting with these WNBA games, and the Olympics are right around the corner as well. So we're gonna close out to the channel members here. 92%. Congrats on that one in the poll. 95 voters, 92% voted for the Fever to win this game, and 92% were absolutely correct, and they got that one. They came in as the underdog in this game, a 6.5-point favorite. 2 hours before the start of this game on the line, it moved to 4.5-point, or a 6.5-point underdog for the Fever. 2 hours before the start of this game, the Fisa Collier was then rolled out. I think right before tip-off, it was like a 4.5-point favorite for the Minnesota Lynx. The Fever were the underdog. The Fever trail by 8. They win by 7. A 15-point swing in this game here as we're going to wrap up. We'll close out to the channel members. All channel members get a shout out at the end of each and every single one of my live streams. You got Jason, Warren, Rajib, I Am Ghost, David, Asia, Paul, Cree Jedi, Russell, John, Mark, Kelly, Jeffrey, Vegas, Barco, Oink Oink, Michael, Katie, Bradley, Daniel, Ian, Derek, Sister Surround, Mario, Greedo, Tristan, Chuck, SG Sports Talk, Ice Ice Baby, Robin, Melinda, Jack City, Shalimar, Iceberg Slim 38, Matthew M. Stone, Miles Davis, and we are living in a Great Depression. Thanks all for joining in, being a part of the stream for this one as the Indiana Fever pick up the win, 81-74 the final score. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, everybody. I plan on being back on Wednesday for my next stream. The Fever taking the Dallas Wings. Feel free to be back for that one on Wednesday night. Thanks all for joining in, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.